Hi there, English 1102 students. I want to welcome you to this week's video. It's week 9, I believe. So, welcome to this. Those of you that have turned in a first draft of your research paper, you now have your comments. What I did was I actually put them in a Word document and I've attached them to your email. You may now open those. And you may now read those comments and hopefully go ahead and make any adjustments you need to in order to raise your grade up, which was what the whole point of having you do a first draft in the first place was. Those of you that did not do a first draft, you can try and send me a first draft, and I may or may not get to it, but I can't make any promises anymore. I've got a full schedule just like many of you do, and so the purpose of having these first drafts done when they were was so that I would have time to read them and get the comments back to you before you turn them in for a grade. And really, when I was a college student, anytime a teacher said, hey, you can show me a draft of work, I won't put a grade on it, I'll just give you comments on how to improve it, and then you can go back in and make whatever corrections that are necessary to get a higher grade than you would have on the first draft, I always jumped at that opportunity. I really don't understand the thought of not jumping at that opportunity to have a teacher say, hey, make these changes and your grade will be better for it. And less than half the class actually did turn in a first draft. So fewer than 50% of you actually showed me something that I could actually give you comments on. But now that ship has pretty much sailed. I will try to get to anything that is sent to me now, but I won't make any promises. All right, that final draft is not due this coming Wednesday, but next Wednesday, the 27th. So you have about 10 days, according to my calendar here, you got about 10 days to go back in and make any corrections that are necessary. Now remember, tonight, and by tonight I mean Monday night, your trifles essay is due, as is taking the quiz for trifles. And so once you turn that trifles essay in, there are no more readings. All you have to do is write this research paper, and you will be concentrating just on it. Now, I did say if you have any more questions after reading my comments, I'll be happy to answer them. Just shoot me an email or give me a call during my office hours, or if you happen to live in Albany, come visit me in my office, and I will keep my promise to give you some additional help. So if you if something I said wasn't clear or something and you need clarification, go ahead and let me know, and I will try to clarify that for you. That Dropbox will shut down next Wednesday. Oh, a couple of general comments for those that turned in their first drafts, and even for those that have not. These comments can help you. Go back into the prose or poetry essay, depending on which one you're basing this on, and look at my comments in there. In many cases, I marked a lot of the errors on page 1. There were several essays that I opened where none of those corrections were made. If it was an error and you got points counted off for it in the prose essay or the poetry essay, depending on which one you're using, and that error reappears in the research paper, it's still an error. So you need to make sure that you go back in and try to correct whatever I pointed out to you in that essay so you won't get counted off for that error a second time. So go ahead and make those corrections. Some students did, some did not. Some of you did not include a works cited page at the end of the essay. You got to have a works cited page. 10% of the grade is going to be whether that works cited page is formatted properly or not. And speaking of formatting properly, not everybody actually remembered, so I'll go ahead and remind you again, not everybody remembered that I want this done in MLA 8th edition, not MLA 7th edition. MLA 7th edition is what everybody's been using for the past, I want to say 7 or 8 years. But last April, the Modern Language Association released an 8th edition book and changed the rules on what a works cited page should look like. I then proceeded to put together a handout, which it took me a long time to put together, showing step by step how to take that cite thing that you copied and pasted out of Galileo and make the changes that are necessary to make sure that you have that formatted correctly. So you're going to delete the word web, and you're going to delete the date of access. Instead of just having a number for volume and issue, you're now going to put VOL and then the number, and then edition or issue or whatever it is, number. So you're going to need to go through all of your entries and change them. I'm not doing that to be mean. I'm doing that because now this is the new rules. This is the new MLA 8th edition, and Galileo and Gill have not had time to get caught up to that yet. So you should be ahead of the game, because starting in the fall or perhaps maybe in the winter, you're going to be asked to do that again. You're going to be asked to make sure that all of your entries, if you write a paper in MLA, are going to conform to the 8th edition and not the 7th. So let's just go ahead and get in the habit now. This will be your first time, but it won't be your last time, especially if you go on to a 4-year school, and really especially if you go on to graduate school after this to pursue a master's degree or a doctorate. You'll see this again. And it seems like there was another comment I had to make, but I forget what it is. Just, please take the time to correct any errors I pointed out in an earlier essay, and make sure your formatting is correct. Make sure that you cite everything that you use. That's what it was. Use the quoting prose and the quoting poetry handouts that are in the MLA folder to get the formatting of the quotations and the formatting of the citations correct. Too many of you still aren't doing that correctly, so those handouts will help you with that. So that's it. Get that trifle stuff done by tonight, and by tonight I mean Monday. Get that trifle stuff done, and then all you're going to have to do for the next 10 days is just make those research papers as good as you can possibly make them, so that you can get a really good grade on that and get a really good grade in this class. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to email or call me, and I hope that you have a great week.